Hi, it's John Vu, and this lesson is on Sir Duke by Stevie Wonder from Trinity College London, Rock and Pop Drums, Grade 5. So looking at the sheet music in the book, song title at the top of the page as always there, so it says Sir Duke, and then beneath that we've got intro in a box, okay, just letting you know the first section of the song you're going to be playing is an intro. Beneath that we've got the performance marking which says Funk, R&B, 16th Shuffle. Okay, so the style of the song, the genre of the song is funk, R&B, okay, and then the 16th shuffle is letting you know when you see 16th notes in this piece, you're going to swing them, okay, or shuffle them. So what that means is where we have 4 16th notes in the beat, okay, in 4/4 time, where we count 1 E and A, instead of them being evenly spaced, which is usual for standard 16th notes, we're going to swing them, okay? So you're going to take 2 consecutive notes, so the first and second note, so the 1 E, and the first note's going to be longer than the second note. Okay, so we want it at a ratio of about 2 to 1, okay? So the first note's going to be twice as long as the second note. Okay, then the second 2 notes, the and the a, the same thing, okay? So the and is going to be longer than the a. Okay, so rather than this evenly spaced sound, you've got the swung sound. Okay, so playing it back to back just so you can hear the difference. Okay, so on all the 16th notes in this piece, you're going to swing them, okay, which is what that 16th shuffle performance marking means. Okay, so beside that, we've got the tempo, so it says a quarter note equals 106. So the tempo of this piece is 106 quarter note beats per minute. Okay, so it's kind of sort of medium, pushing a little bit fast, okay, so it's not a kind of really fast tempo, it's a kind of nice dancey tempo, okay. Beside that it says 2 bars counting, just let you know when you play this for the backing track you've got 2 bars of counting before the track starts. Alright, so looking at the first bar beneath those that performance marking there, you can see we've got the percussion clef, letting you know it's percussion notation or drum notation on the stave. So we know it's drum music, which is a good start. And then beside that we've got the time signature which says 4/4. So the 4 at the top tells us there's 4 beats in the bar, the 4 at the bottom tells us each one of those beats is a quarter note. So we've got 4 quarter note beats in the bar, okay, so common time. And then in that first bar we've got a hi-hat rhythm there, we've got an 8th note and 2 16th notes for all 4 beats. So we know that rhythm is 1 and a, 2 and a, 3 and a, 4 and a. Okay, but in this song we're going to be swinging those 16th notes. So that and a rather than and a evenly spaced is going to be and a. Okay, so the and is going to be longer than the a. Okay, so on the hi-hat, that rhythm against the pulse, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so get that shuffle feel, that 16th shuffle feel. You don't want to play them evenly spaced like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so you hear that difference when we shuffle them, the feel completely changes. You got this kind of more laid back, relaxed kind of feel, and that's what we want for this song. Okay, so it sounds like this. Okay, so get that feel down, really get that hi-hat pattern down, make sure you're comfortable with that. And then on the bass drum, we've just got 4 on the floor, so just keeping those quarter notes, okay, that driving bass drum, okay, really holding the beat, okay, keeping it in time. So bar 1, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so you want to hold that. Get used to that, really loop that, okay? So let's try that now. And beneath that first bar as well, you can see the dynamic mark in there. So we've got MF, mezzo forte, which means half loud, okay? So it's just kind of your normal playing level for this style of music, funk, R&B. Okay, so you need it punchy and dancey, but you don't want to kind of really hit it too hard. You don't want to kind of be like rocking it. You just want to be sitting nice in the mix at mezzo forte. So let's try bar 1 first of all, just get that swung 16th shuffled hi-hat rhythm down. alongside those quarter notes on the bass drum. So let's try bar 1, try it 4 times through. And then in bar 2 we've got a 1 bar repeat, so we play bar 1 again. And in bar 3 we've got another 1 bar repeat, which means repeat bar 2, which is repeating bar 1. Okay, so we play bar 1 3 times, and then we come to bar 4, where all we're doing is we're changing the bass drum rhythm to play 8th notes on the 3 and 4. Okay, so the bass drum is playing 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. Okay, so bar 4 we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so let's try bar 4 just to get a hang of that, keeping that hi-hat rhythm that we've played in the previous bars, and then just being able to change that bass drum rhythm, okay, and not letting that bass drum rhythm affect the nice kind of shuffled hi-hats. Okay, so let's try bar 4 now 4 times through just to get that kick and hi-hat pattern playing together. And now we'll try the whole of line 1. Okay, so we've got bar 1 played 3 times, and then we just got that change up on the bass drum, which really picks us into the next line. It picks us up into the next line, okay? So that change up with the 8th notes on the bass drum is kind of like breaking up the rhythm because we're on that 4th bar, and that picks us up into the next 4 bars, okay? So that nice change up. So let's try and see if we can play line 1 now, all at mezzo forte. And then on to line 2, which starts at bar 5. So in bar 5, we play the same thing that we played in bar 1. And then in the next bar of line 2, which is bar 6, we change up the bass drum rhythm again. And this time we bring in the 8th notes, but only on the 4th beat. Okay, so bar 6 sounds like this. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, then bar 7 is the same as bar 5, which is the same as bar 1. Okay, then in the last bar of line 2, which is bar 8, we have a fill, a 1 bar fill. Okay, so this fill, we've got a bass drum for a quarter note on the 1. So downbeat of 1, bass drum, and with the hands, we rest for a 16th note. So you can see a 16th note rest there above that bass drum note. Okay, so 16th note rest with the hands on the 1, and then we've got a dotted 8th note playing the E of 1. Okay, we're going to play it with the left hand, and that's on the snare drum. Now, as it's an E, we're going to shuffle it, okay, or swing it. So it's going to come in slightly later than usual. Okay, so that kind of laid back feel. So we're going to put that E of 1 on the snare drum with the left hand, and then we've got a quarter note on the 2. So the downbeat of 2, we're going to play it with the right hand, and that's on the snare. Okay, so that lands right on the beat. So those first 3 notes, bass drum on 1, snare drum on the E of 1, snare drum on the 2. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, then we come into the second half of the fill. We've got a 16th note rest on the downbeat of 3. Then we've got an 8th note on the E of 3, and that's going to be played on the high tom or the small tom with the left hand because it's on the E again, and because it's an E, it's going to be shuffled to slightly later than usual. And then we've got a 16th note on the medium tom. We're going to play that with the left hand again because it's on the A. Okay, and again, as it's on an A, it's going to be shuffled. So we've got E, A. Then we've got 8th notes on the 4th beat. They're both on the floor tom. So we're going to play out right, left. So we start on the downbeat of 4, then play the and of 4. So 4 and. E, A, 4 and. So second half of the bar sounds like this. 1, 2. Okay, so we're resting on that 3. So the whole fill, the whole of bar 8, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so let's try that. Get used to that fill. We'll try it 4 times through at the song tempo. And at the end of bar 8, you can see we've got a double bar line there, so there's going to be a musical change. And that brings us to the end of the intro. Okay, so we've got 2 lines for the intro, all at mezzo forte, so let's put the whole intro together. First 2 lines of the piece, bars 1 to 8. And now we'll try the intro in time with a backing track. Okay, so remember you've got a 2-bar counting, so really feel that tempo for the counting. Make sure you're coming at the right tempo, really hold the tempo securely from the get-go, okay, right in from the 1. You don't want to kind of start too fast and then adjust it, or start too slow, then kind of speed up to catch up. You want to hear that counting and make sure you're right in at the correct tempo. Okay, now this first section, the intro, the brass really takes center stage here, gives the melody of the song, and we're just supporting that rhythm, okay? So we're just keeping a rock steady rhythm behind the brass, and then we're bringing that nice feel at the end of the intro, which sets up the next section of the song. Okay, so keep everything neat and tidy, and make sure you've got that shuffle feel in your 16th notes. That's really, really important in this track. It sets up the feel, okay? So if you're playing square, the song's just not gonna have the right feel. So make sure you're shuffling, you've got that feel, and then once you're there, try it with a backing track. Let's hear how it sounds. Then we come into the next section of the song, which is the verse. You can see verse there written in a box above bar 9, which is the first bar of line 3 of the piece. And we need to take note there, we've got a start repeat sign at the start of bar 9, so we know we're going to be coming back to this point. Okay, so like I said, just take a note of that for now. So in bar 9, we've got a groove. Okay, so we play that intro, we kind of set up for the verse, and now we play our first groove. Okay, so for the groove, we've got a cymbal rhythm there, 8th notes on the 1, so 1 and, 8th note rest on the downbeat at 2, and 2 16th notes on the upbeat at 2, so that'd be an ah, so remember you're swinging that ah, shuffling that ah, and on the 3rd and 4th we've got the same rhythm, so 2 8th notes on the 3, 8th note rest on the downbeat at 4, 16th notes on the upbeat at 4. So we got 1 and rest and a 3 and rest and a 1 and rest and a 3 and rest and ah. So what we're going to do, we're going to play right hand for the 8th notes and then right left for the 16th notes. So you got right, right, rest, right, left, right, right, left, right, right, rest, right, left, right, rest, right, left. Okay, so get that rhythm down first, and again, make sure you're shuffling those 16th notes. 3, 4. Then the bass and snare drum rhythm, just quarter notes, alternate quarter notes. Bass drum on 1, snare drum on 2, bass drum on 3, snare drum on 4. Okay, so we're going to play snare drum with that left hand. So putting those 2 parts, 2 rhythms together. So cymbal rhythm and bass and snare rhythm. We got 3, 4. Okay, so get comfortable with that groove, and then once you're there, we'll try it song tempo 4 times through. So in the next 2 bars, we've got slash notation, and above the first bar of slash notation in bar 10 there says cont sim, which is short for continua simile, which means continue in a similar way, okay, with a similar kind of feel and style. So above bar 9 it says ad lib HH skips, okay, so ad lib hi-hat skips. So we've got those kind of skip notes, those 16th notes on the hi-hat, you can improvise on them, okay? So in these next 2 bars, you can improvise, but we really want to stay with the theme of the groove, okay? Keep that quarter note, bass, snare drum, and just kind of improvise on those skip notes, okay? So kind of add some more in if you want to add some more 16th notes in, but really make sure you keep the feel of the groove for those that next 2 bars, okay? So bars 10 and 11. Improvise, but really stay with the theme of the groove and just improvise those skip beats. So then we come into bar 12, okay? got two beats of slash notation, so you continue improvising with those skip beats for the first 2 beats of bar 12. And then we've got eighth notes on the hi-hat for beats 3 and 4, so 3 and 4, and we've got an open hi-hat on the end of 4. And beneath that, bass and snare drum rhythm, we've got a 16th note bass drum on the 3, dotted 8th note on the snare drum on the E of 3, which should be swung. Then we've got a snare drum for an 8th note on the 4, bass drum for an 8th note on the end of 4. Okay, so that second half of the bar, bar 12, we got 1, 2. Okay, so get comfortable with that. And then you want to put that with your first half of ad-lib groove. Okay, so bar 12, for an example, would be 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so get that together, and then once you've got bar 12 down, we'll try bars 9 to 12. Okay, so that first line of the verse, just to get that groove flowing, get used to improvising, keep it flowing and comfortable. Okay, make sure you're relaxed and you feel good, and you're able to have that little change up there at the end of bar 12 without affecting the feel and affecting your comfort. Okay, so make sure you just loop it till you feel comfortable. All right, so let's try that first line of the verse, bars 9 to 12. And then we come into the next line of the verse, starting at bar 13. So we've just got one note notated in bar 13, which is the hi-hat there on the downbeat of 1. And we've got a plus sign above it. So that means we close the hi-hat on the downbeat of 1. And then we just got slash notation. So you continue playing that ad-lib skip beat, okay? So continue what you did with these with the bars of slash notation in the previous line. We got another 2 bars of slash notation, so continue with those ad-lib hi-hat skips in the groove for bars 14 and 15. And in bar 16, similar to bar 12, we got 2 beats of slash notation, so continue playing the ad-lib skip beat. And then we got half a bar of fill there, so we hit hi-hat for a quarter note on 3, then we got a quarter note rest on 4, bass and snare drum rhythm underneath, we've got a dotted 8th note on the downbeat of 3, snare drum playing the A of 3, okay, with the left hand, that would be swung or shuffled, and then we've got an 8th note on the snare drum, on the downbeat of 4, it'd be right hand, then we go up with the left hand on the and of 4 on the high tom or small tom. Okay, so that second half of bar 16, we got 1, 2. Okay, so we swing that A, so make sure that's coming a little bit later. Okay, we shuffle that A. So and again, 1, 2. Okay, so left, right, left. Okay, so we've got that left on the A, right on the downbeat of 4, left on the and of 4. Okay, so playing that with the first half of the bar with your ad-lib hi-hat skip beat, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so you come to with that, with the sticking and the feel, and then we'll try the whole of that line, so bars 13 to 16. And now we'll try putting those 2 lines together, okay? So the first 2 lines of the verse, where we got that skip beat groove, okay? Starting at bar 9, so we'll try bar 9 through to the end of bar 16. And then on to the next line, which is the last line of the verse, starting at bar 17. So here we've got an 8th note groove, we've got a crash on the 1, and then we've got an open hi-hat on the upbeat of 1, close hi-hat on the 2, open on the end of 2, close on the 3, open on the end of 3, close on the 4, open on the end of 4. Okay, so you've got opens on the 8th note upbeats, and then the bass and snare drum rhythm underneath that is just alternate quarter notes again. Bass drum on 1, snare drum on 2, bass drum on 3, snare drum on 4. Okay, so we've got a disco style groove. All right, but make sure you only play that bass drum on the 1 and 3. Okay, so as it's a disco style groove, the temptation might be to play 4 on the floor. Okay, so make sure you're not doing that. You're only playing the 1 and the 3 on the bass drum. Okay, so let's try bar 17. We'll take out the crash first of all and just play it as a closed hi-hat to get used to the groove. So bar 17, we got 3, 4. Okay, so get that groove down, making sure you don't play 4 on the floor, just 1 and 3 on the kick. And then in the next bar, bar 18, we carry on with that groove for the first half of the bar. And then on the 3, we play that closed hi-hat on the hi-hat on the downbeat of 3. In unison with the bass drum, and we got 2 16th notes on the upbeat of 3. So we've got an ah. Okay, so we're going to shuffle that ah, swing that ah, play it later than usual. Okay, so you're going to hold that and a little bit longer than usual. So you've got an ah. Then we've got a rest on the downbeat of 4 for an 8th note, and we play that upbeat open hi-hat on the and of 4. Okay, so bar 18, we got 3, 4. All right, so try those 2 bars together, 17 and 18. We got 3, 4. Okay, so we crash in at the start of that line to accentuate the start of that groove. Then into the next bar, bar 19, we play the same thing we did in bar 17, so that disco style groove. And coming into bar 20, we carry on playing the groove up until the downbeat of 2, so we hit that backbeat on 2. We play 2 16th notes on the and of 2, that upbeat of 2, so and ah, again with those shuffled 16th notes. Quarter note rest on 3 and a crash on its own on the downbeat of 4 for a quarter note. Okay, so that bar 20, we got 3, 4. Okay, so we'll try those 2 bars now, the last 2 bars of that line, bars 19 and 20, we got 3, 4. Okay, so once you can play 17 and 18 and 19 and 20, we're going to put it together. So let's try that whole line now at the song tempo. And then we'll try to put the whole verse together. Okay, so starting at bar 9 and getting all the way to the end of bar 20. Okay, so for bars 9 to 16, you've got that skip beat, and then in bars 17 to 20, you've got that disco style groove. Okay, so 2 different grooves. Keep the feel really relaxed and feel good. Okay, you want that feel good vibe all the way through this, and just make sure you're feeling relaxed. Okay, so really loop this section through till it feels good. Let's try the whole verse now at the song tempo. And now we'll try the verse in time with a backing track. Okay, so the feel is really important in this song. It's funk, it's R&B, okay, that style. Okay, so we really want to make sure it feels good. Okay, so really important as the drummer that you give that sense of feel, that feel good feel. Okay, so make sure you're relaxed and you're giving that nice shuffled 16th note feel for the whole of this verse. You're supporting the lyrics in this verse, okay, so make sure that groove's really solid behind the lyrics, and you've got that nice transition into the disco style groove, okay, where the theme of the music changes. Okay, so you need to carry that theme change with your groove change. Nice tidy change, tidy fills, ending with that crash on its own, okay? I know it's tempted to play that kick, but leave it out, finish with that crash. It's that high, those high frequencies to finish the verse. Okay, so try that now in time with a backing track.
Music is a world within itself, with a language we all understand, with an equal opportunity for all to sing and dance and clap their hands. Well, just because a record has a groove, it don't
So we come on to the next section of the song, which is the chorus. You can see that double bar line at the end of the verse. We've got a musical change coming into the chorus here. So you can see chorus written above bar 21 there, letting you know the section of the song we're on. We're just got a basic eighth note groove here. So eighth notes on the hats, quarter note on the bass drum and snare, that alternate quarter notes again, so keeping that groove nice and simple. Okay, so remember, when a groove is simple, that doesn't mean you kind of lose attention and kind of drift off and think about other things. You want to make sure you're really putting your focus into how you're playing it. Okay, so the rhythm's straightforward, the independence is straightforward, so you can put even more energy into the feel. Okay, that's what's really important. So a simple groove played really well, that's what we want. Okay, with loads of feel. So we crash in with that groove, that basic eighth note groove there in 21. We've got a 1 bar repeat in bar 22, so you play that groove again. But remember, we don't repeat the crash on the downbeat of 1, because that crash is only there to accentuate the start of the groove or the start of the section. Then we come into bar 23, where we carry on with the groove up until the 4th beat. We just got to change up here, because we've got a 16th note on its own on the downbeat of 4 with that snare drum on the left hand. And then we've got a crash and bass drum as a dotted 8th note on the E of 4. Okay, so we've got that push note on the crash. Right, make sure you're shuffling that note because it's an E. Okay, so that bar 23, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we go into the next bar 24, we crash on the downbeat of 1, play half a bar of the same groove. Then we've got that 3 on the hi-hat, bass drum in unison, snare drum playing the and of 3 with that left hand, and then we got 4E and. Okay, right, left, right, and you're going to shuffle those 16th notes again, so that left is going to come in slightly later. So you hold the 3 a little longer, play the E a little later, play the and right on the midpoint of the beat. Okay, so you got rather than. Okay, so that bar we got 3, 4. So putting those two bars together, bars 23 and 24. 3, 4. Okay, so you want to get that whole line down, and then onto the next line, starting about 25. So the first 3 bars of this line are the same as the first 3 bars of the previous line, but we just change up the final bar of this line again, bar 28, where we just got a slightly different feel. So this time we've got that 3 on the hi-hat again, and the bass drum plays in unison with it, but this time it's a dotted 8th note bass drum. So we're going to play that till the of 3, where we've got that 16th note on the snare drum on the of 3, which will be shuffled, and we've got 2 8th notes on the 4 on the snare drum, 4 and. So you've got 3, 4 and. So slightly later on the so that bar 28, we've got 3, 4. Okay, so 27 and 28, those 2 bars, we got 3, 4. Okay, so you come to with those 2 bars, and then we'll try that whole line. Okay, so bars 25 to 28. So we'll try those 2 lines now, the first 2 lines of the chorus. So we crash in with an 8th note groove, got those push notes on the crashes and the fills at the end of each line. Okay, so let's try those 2 lines, bars 21 to 28. And then we come into the final part of the chorus, starting at bar 29, where we've got the same thing that we played at the start of the piece in bar 1. Okay, but this time we've got trashy hi-hats. Okay, so you want to release some pressure with that left foot on the hi-hat pedal, get that nice trashy sound, keeping those shuffled 16th notes. So bar 29, we got 3, 4. Okay, then we've got 1 bar repeats there, so we've got 6 1 bar repeats of bars 30, 31, 32, 33, 34 and 35. Okay, you can see the number 4 written above bar 32. So that's because you'll feel the fourth bar of playing that groove, and then therefore when you look up to the sheet music, you'll see exactly where you are. Okay, so when you play the same thing with lots of 1 bar repeats, remember it's easy to lose count and kind of lose where you are. So when you feel you're on that fourth bar, which you naturally do because we play in 4 bar phrases so much, you can look up in the music and know exactly where you are. So that 4 is just to help you kind of know where you are in the piece. And then in the final bar of the chorus, so bar 36, we got the first 2 beats the same as what we just played, so 1 and a 2 and a. And we play the hi-hat on 3 in unison with the bass drum, and we've got accented and a on the 16th notes on the snare drum, quarter note rest on 4. Okay, shuffle those 16ths again. So in that bar, the last bar of the chorus, we got 3, 4. Okay, nice accents, more emphasis on those 16th notes for the accented notes. Okay, so let's just try that part. Okay, those 2 lines, playing that rhythm we've already played from bar 29 to the end of the chorus, which is bar 36. Okay, so let's try that now. And then we'll try putting the whole chorus together, okay? So bar 21 to the end of bar 36. So we've got nice steady groove, lots of feel, push crashes, short fills at the end of the line, and coming into that same rhythm that we played at the start of the piece, but this time trashy hats, okay? So keep it nice and loose, finish with those abrupt accents on the and out of 3, okay? So let's try that whole chorus now at the song tempo. And now we'll try the chorus in time with the backing track. Okay, so remember, keep that feel-good vibe, keep the solid rhythm, and really nice shuffle feel for this chorus. Okay, so really important for you to deliver the feel of the music. Okay, really portray that good feel, that upbeat, high energy vibe. Okay, so let's try this chorus now in time with the backing track.
You can tell right away from a letter A when the people start to move. They can feel it all over. They can feel it all over people. They can feel it all over. They can feel it all over people. Go! Yeah! Ha ha ha! Music knows it is.
And then at the end of the chorus, you can see that end repeat sign, which will take us back to the start repeat sign, which we took a note of earlier, which was at the start of bar 9, okay, the start of the verse. So we go back to play another verse. We've got that ad-lib skip beat again. Okay, you can see at the end of the line, the first line of the verse, at the end of bar 12, we've got vary fills on repeat written above the fill. Okay, so this will be the repeated time you're playing this this section. So you want to vary that fill at the end of that line. Then we come on to the next line of the verse, play through 13, 14 and 15, bars 13, 14, 15 again. And we've got another fill in bar 16, so we can vary that fill as well. Okay, so vary those fills. Then we come in to bar 17 where that disco style groove comes in. Play through that line. Then we come into the chorus again, play through the chorus. Okay, exactly how you played through it last time. And then we've got the trashy hi-hats to finish the chorus. And that will be the end of the piece once you finish that chorus. Okay, so we've just got another verse and chorus to play, and you're just going to vary those fills in the verse on the repeated time. Okay, so we've gone through all the parts now. All right, so you want to link them all up, make sure you can play each section individually, And just like I said before, you've got that feel good, shuffled 16th note vibe. Okay, make sure you're feeling relaxed as you play that. Once you've got the sections down, you want to practice transitioning from section to section. So make sure you can go from the intro to the verse comfortably, you can go from the verse to the chorus comfortably, and you can go from the chorus back to the verse comfortably as well. All those transitions feel nice and tidy, okay? Make sure you've got that feel going. All right, then once you're there, you want to put the whole piece together. So dynamically, it's the same, mezzo forte for the whole piece. You just need to make sure you've got those nice change-ups and you're giving a really good feel to the music, okay? So keep relaxed. I can't reiterate that enough. Relaxed, feel good, okay? Really important for you to portray that as a drummer. So remember, it's funk, R&B style music. So you really want to make sure you get into that mode, okay? So let's try now, whole piece through at the song tempo, 106 beats per minute. And now, final thing to do, let's play it in time with the backing track, okay? So have some fun, really feel good as you play this song. Make sure you're smiling, make sure you're putting loads of energy, you're feeling the groove, feeling the pulse of the music, okay? Everything's consistent, feels nice, all right? So let's try now, whole piece in time with the backing track.
But you can tell right away from letter A when the people start to move. They can feel it all over. They can feel it all over, people. They can feel it all over. They can feel it all over, people. Go! Yeah! humor, some of music's pioneers. The time will not allow us to forget. Well, there's Basie, Miller, Satchmo, and the king of all Sir Duke. And with the voice like Keller's ringing out, there's no